First of all, I do want to make clear as the author of Prop 1A that this bill would stop $5.5 billion in funding to California. It would stop 110,000 jobs. Secondly, one of the witnesses raised the point that we would need a second opinion and that the authority is not getting any second opinions. That's not quite accurate. We actually have memorandums of understanding with 8 different countries that have built high-speed systems around the world, and we have more than 235 senior planners and managers that are advising the authority as they move forward. I want to convey my utmost, respect to those who are here from Palo Alto and Atherton and Menlo Park, and as I understand, Pico Rivera today, and I would pledge to work with you going forward with some of the issues that you have. But I would suggest that too much focus has been placed on ridership numbers without trying to work within communities to try to show the authority what could be viable paths for the project, what your exact concerns are, and what a wish list could be. The Budget Committee addressed the ridership numbers last year and made some requirements that are attached with funding going forward. So the ridership has been addressed. UC Berkeley and another entity is looking at some of the numbers. But I would suggest that in my own community, where we have received funding and where we have had problems, I have worked with the community in Merced County where we have our ag industry and our local elected officials all on the same page. I have also been working with the county to the south of me in Madera County, not in my district, but we have brought people together who have the understanding that this is not just black and white like Caltrans projects where engineers just make a decision and that's just it. We've had a back and forth where we've got buy-in, where the authority has been flexible, they've been nimble, they've been willing to look at all other alternatives because, again, we want community buy-in. I would suggest that what could be more productive is if we could work together with that kind of a mindset in mind. Another thing that I pointed out to the ag industry from Merced up and down to Bakersfield that I represent as the ag chair is that in Italy, they have used a program where it seems voluntary to those property owners who have been impacted because they have brought coalitions together where they have worked and they have tried to find viable paths instead of just the authority moving forward and forcing upon property owners and communities what the pathway will be. Particularly in the Atherton-Menlo Park area, there are 3 points that I would want to please be sure to convey to you all, and that is, number one, for almost a year now, the plan has been to utilize the existing Caltrain corridor because Bob Doty from the Caltrain system had secured permission from the FRA about a year ago to be able to share track and have temporal separations between freight train and high-speed rail where freight would run from midnight to 5 a.m. so that they could share the track and not be required to use additional right-of-way that would upset those in the community. Secondly, when the high-speed rail authorities submitted their FRA application last year for funding, they revised it so that they weren't any longer asking for money funding from San Francisco all the way to San Jose in the first round of funding, but rather they split it up as we had in the Central Valley because we had problems going forward. And the money that they were asking for was from San Francisco to Burlingame where there wasn't as much opposition and concern. And third, as the author, I want to be sure that people understand that the way we wrote the legislation was to allow the Altamont corridor to use a portion of the bond funds for the Altamont to be complementary to the Pacheco Pass. And also there is nothing that would preclude the Altamont from having to go behind the Pacheco Pass. I know you have concerns about the desire to have cars taken off of your local highways and that you feel that therefore the Altamont corridor would be a better use of the money. The way that I wrote the bill is if there's a portion, a segment of Phase 2 that's ready to go before Phase 1, that segment in Phase 2, for example, the Altamont could use the funds before, for example, the Pacheco Pass. So I just wanted to be sure to share those thoughts with you. Thank you.